The song is called Lido da Duba by Rufuno Mjerere, right here at VMC Planet Radio. We promise you that we are going to have the Lioness, the Queen, right here at VMC Planet Radio. We are on the World Wide Web. It is www.vmcplanetradio.co.za. I have Man Digit right here in the studio.
It's Man Digit, aka Big Dada. Yeah, man.
Big Dada, and we are joined by the we are joined by the Queen right here at VMC Planet Radio. Just listen to this, so that you know who is in charge.
You are with Mr. Stan on VMC Planet Radio, www.vmcplanetradio.co.za.
You are now tuned into VMC Planet Radio Beyond Tomorrow.
So it is VMC Planet Radio Beyond Tomorrow, right? And when we talk about VMC Planet Radio, we say we promote local content. We promote local artists as well. And we have the Queen right here. We said we're going to have a Queen. And then Ras Danger said there's a song that I like. It's called Camel Caravan Man. She's going to tell us about Camel Caravan Man and all of those things. And we promise we're not going to ambush here when we talk to her.
No.
Because that is not our strategy. That's not how we do things. Now, let's get on to it. The Queen, the Lioness Font. How are you doing?
Greetings, South Africa.
Greetings.
You can hear me, hear me loud and clear?
We hear you loud and clear, you coming so crispy and so great right here.
Thank you so much. First of all, I'd like to give God the glory, for our health and strength and for life. The fact that we're communicating right now is all God's glory. So first of all, we open up by giving God the utmost glory. Today I went to church and not long I returned in. So I'm still in my service mode. So yeah, first and foremost, we give praises to the Almighty for giving us the sacred breath and vision of life. Yes, and enabling us to communicate today from UK to South Africa, South Africa to the UK. So all praises to God.
All praises to God right here at VMC Planet Radio. And this is how we do what we do. Now, you are a queen, you are the lioness. And, there is actually quite a lot of people that are listening from the continent. And big up to them for making sure that they listen to this conversation that we're going to have with you. But in any case, we want to start by saying, how are you doing? We know you're coming from church.
Yes, I'm doing fantastic. From I rise and I have the sacred breath and vision of life. Everything else I can deal with, whether it's obstacles, I don't call them problems, I call them obstacles. Everything we're given is to enhance our strength. Sometimes people, they complain about how much load they have, but God gives us experiences through life to manage these loads. So life is a lesson. Everything that we go through, we have to learn, because this is why the Father gives us obstacles, because we should have learned prior to our obstacles how to deal, So, if we're heavy loaded and heavy burdened, we need to pay attention more to our life lessons. So, this is how I live. I embrace everything that comes to me. And I know the God, He doesn't give me more than I can bear. And I've learned that.
Exactly, which leads us to the next question. In fact, the question has been prompted by what you're saying now. And the question is, what is, the Queen, the Lioness Font's mission in reggae music?
Sorry, what is
your mission in reggae music?
My mission in reggae music, first and foremost, I give thanks for my gift, the gift of songwriting and my voice, which I developed from a young age. From a young age, I recognized that I could sing. So, I knew I had a mission with my voice, and from I was young, I loved the stage. So I know that's my gift. So I found my purpose in life a long time ago. And I went through different genres of music. I did R&B, I did soul, I did hip hop. Always with word, sound, and power. Nothing explicit until I found, hang on, I need to go back to reggae because I went full circle. And before I came out and brought myself out to the public, first I asked God permission. I asked permission. I said, God, is this what I'm here for? And so if it is, strengthen me, strengthen my voice, strengthen my writing. And I saw that my voice was developing, my writing was developing. And all of a sudden, I was invited into studios and stuff. So I knew my purpose was for God. And, I need to connect with people. And how do I connect with people? Through word, sound, and power, and nothing explicit. I'm here to educate the people, from reality. I don't sing hypothetically about having a mansion and 10 cars and popping champagne and all that is irrelevant to spiritual growth of the human being. We are here as mighty souls having a human experiences first and foremost. We are souls having human experiences. So my experience here on earth is also is to accept the word sound that the Creator has given me and the help of the ancestors, and to help the people to develop themselves, to free up themselves from mental slavery, from all emotions, that stifling the soul or spirit. So this is what I'm about. My songs is to help the kings and queens, even the young prince and princesses, they can tap into the lioness's word sound. The great Akabeka said, the repercussion of word sound is power, right?
Exactly.
The repercussion of word sound is power. So we have to be careful what we say and how we present it, because the younger ones are listening, and I don't want to be part in their non-education or their non-growth in life. I want to enhance, so this is my purpose, and I'm loving every minute of my job.
Give thanks and praise to the Jah Almighty for actually what you're saying, and for you joining us right at VMC Planet Radio. Now, the Lioness, the name itself, how was it conceived?
Well, the Lioness Fonts, first of all, I'll let you know, Fonts, Fonts, is abbreviated from Fontaine. My name is Fontaine.
Oh.
Okay? Yes. And, a lot of people will know Nazio Fontaine, who is my first cousin. He's an international artist. And so I'm from the lineage of musicians. And the Lioness comes from, it comes from me from a child. They call me a tomboy. I was in the lion's den from young, and up to this day, people always say, "Lioness, you're so bold and you're so brave, and you're very outspoken, and leadership qualities." And some people will call me Lioness because my locks are underneath my knees. If I let my locks down, they're underneath my knees. So I'm a serious lioness when I'm ready. And not only that, if you look at the characteristics of a lioness, she's a mother, she's a hunter, she's a nurturer, she's a defender. She sits with the king, she's proud. So I hold all these attributes. So what I do, I nurture myself with the lioness's character, and I can see that I can represent the lioness. So I've come forward as a lioness.
In fact, you are actually representing it very well. I mean, the lioness brings food, make sure that, everything is actually organized. But you are actually known for saying some very interesting words. And I'm going to ask you about those words. You're saying enabled, disabled. What does that mean?
Enable and disable. Enable, disable. It's a song that I wrote, Enable and Disable. And basically, this song is about, if someone comes to you and they know that you hold that key, right, for a doorway for them to come through, at that point, you can say to that yourself, okay, shall I enable or disable? Because if I enable this person to come through the doorway which I hold, they're going to spread their wings, they're going to fly, and then on the other hand, I could say, but I can disable them by not allowing them or not helping them. So if God sends somebody to you and you can help that person, the best thing you can do is to help them out. Because, angels can come in different forms, and the Creator will test you to see where your heart is. Oh, should I enable or should I disable? Where my heart is, I will enable because I am proud of growth. I'm proud of my sister, my brother, who is climbing to higher heights. And if I have a doorway that I can open, that my brother or sister can come through and develop themselves, hey, and there's nothing in it for me, I'm like, come through the door. What else do you want from me? And if I have a bad mind, I can say, no, well, I can't help you today. That's disabling.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? So we have to be careful. The Creator will test you. The Creator will give you gifts. The Creator, he will give you doorways. The Creator will give you mostly everything that he knows you need. But at the same time, he will send Man Digit to me. Man Digit will say, Lioness, I'm doing a project and I heard that you're able to help me out with this and to give me a contact because I saw that, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Now, I'm in that position whether I enable or disable.
You are in the continent now, and we are talking to you virtual right here at VMC Planet Radio. Our slogan is actually Beyond Tomorrow, and we promote local artists and local content. And the good thing about you are speaking to the continent. How does it feel?
Well, the continent, that's my home. Wherever I go in Africa, I land on the soil and I feel connected. I remember the first time I went to Africa, which was Ghana, and we have a family home in the hills in Abri. So this was the first time we were going out to Africa to look for the land, and I was with my big brother. And he went multiple times before me. So when he took me, and the minute the aeroplane doors opened for me to walk down the stairs, I just stood at the top of the stairs.
Oh.
I couldn't believe what I was feeling. I said to my brother, I said, Sam, I said, the air, I can smell the air so familiar, the humidity. I didn't know how to explain my connection to Africa. And he said, sis, I know, this is what I felt. I said, Sam, you're not hearing me. You're not here. I didn't know how to explain myself. But the ancestors were there waiting for the lioness. And I walked down the stairs. And as soon as my feet touched the ground, I said, this is home. I'm so familiar. I'm so familiar. And, I give God the glory because I love Africa. And what I've experienced, Africa loved the lioness.
Africa loved the lioness, And I will tell you what, before you came on, somebody said, there's a song called Camel Caravan Man. And it does some things to her. And I don't know, what does the song do to you that it maybe we don't know. Maybe she's going to call and tell us what the song does to her. But what is it that the song does to you?
Okay, the song, when I was writing the album From a Baobab Tree, when I got to Camel Caravan Man, while I was writing the song, I had tears rolling down my face because this is how I write. I let the ancestors come through, and while I was writing the song, I said, I'm very spiritually connected to my writing. But this song, along with From a Baobab and From a Dungeon in Elmina, because I can talk about that later. But Camel Caravan Man, I put myself where I'm talking, and I'm speaking about the Arabs, who were the first to invade Africa, coming through the north of Africa and converting the Berber tribes of the Sahara and riding through Africa with their, caravan of camels, and converting our talk, our walk, our clothes. They told us to take our spirituality and throw it in the fire, and then they gave us the Bible, which they wrote. So it's like it's indoctrinating us to, forget ourselves and to study what they want us to be. And they did a good job. They did a good job because, they started from the north of Africa. Because, a lot of people think it's just the Europeans that enslaved us. No, you had a lot of nations, but the Arab man was one of the first. And I had to highlight that through Camel Caravan Man. So this is what it's about.
Exactly, and I like the fact that you are well researched, you are well spoken as well, and just to add on to what you're saying, I mean the name Africa as well was given by the Romans, just to add on to what you're saying, you see. So they actually did a very good job of it, as you're saying. Now you are coming in Africa, in South Africa, in August, right?
Yes.
And you are actually on a mission. There is a song called Sarah Bartmann. We haven't heard of it, but a Betty actually told us that you are actually on a mission. Do you mind telling us what mission will that be? And obviously, you are going to come into our studios right here at VMC Planet Radio. Can you promise that?
Exactly. I will be doing my radio tours.
Yeah.
And, from I'm in South Africa, I promise, I will pass through. And, we'll hold a reverence for the people. But, on the album, my third album, African DNA, it's a 14-track album, and on it, I have a track called Sarah Bartmann. And, before I wrote this track, I've always been very concerned about where the queens of the earth are, in this 21st century.
Exactly.
And, I studied Sarah, I read up about her, Googled her, and I said, listen, this woman here, she's taken away from her home, promised of riches, they took her to England, as soon as she came to Europe, she was just an experiment. Yeah, she was a sexual experiment for the oppressors. They took her to England. They took her to France. France finished her off. They put her in a cage, and people paid to see her naked. And they actually had sticks, and they could poke her with sticks. Imagine that. Imagine it.
Imagine.
Imagine. And these people were fascinated with Sarah's structure. Fascinated. These people are sexually the mentality is sexual. So what did they do when they saw Sarah? The first thing they wanted to know was, how come? How could this be? They couldn't just say, "Oh, this is humanity. This is how God made Sarah and her, the Khoi tribe and the family." They couldn't just leave her alone, and they planned. They planned to take her away, and they knew that what they were going to do to Sarah. These experiments. And what they did when Sarah passed away, they had her skeleton on display and her sexual organs.
Exactly. I mean, very diabolical, very evil and devilish. Eh?
Oh my gosh. I've run out of words to describe. And what Sarah went through, I hold it to my heart. And the reason why I chose Sarah, to write about what women are about for this 21st century is because everywhere I've been, I've toured a lot of parts of the world, and when I've seen the queens, a lot of them are walking down the street and they're half naked. So now the oppressor, the system, don't even have to kidnap us and for the experiment. They just have to sit down on the sidewalk or sit in their cars and watch women walk down the road, and they can do their experiments and their measure-ups, and the clothes that they instruct designers to bring out every year. Over here, there was a time when girls as young as 10 was wearing leggings, and they were see-through, and little shorts that they shouldn't be wearing. And this is the mentality of the oppressor.
Just to feed their perverted mentality. Eh?
Exactly. So, I think Sarah chose me. I didn't choose Sarah. Sarah chose me, and she came through very powerfully. And I said, I need to highlight this queen. I need to put this queen on her pedestal because, what she went through is not how we want to remember Sarah Bartmann, So I'm pulling Sarah forward to educate the queens of the earth what Sarah Bartmann went through to what they're doing now to their bodies and educating the young princesses, you know, to value themselves through sexuality.
And thank you so very much for bringing it to life so that, you know, even the young kids can be able to learn about it and also listening to your music as well. But can we talk a little bit about your upbringing, you know, your childhood?
Yes, my upbringing. I was born in the Caribbean island of Dominica. And, yeah, my parents, Jane and James Fontaine. And I am one of 10 children that my father has. So, you know, I'm the second youngest. I have a younger brother, and the rest are older than me. So, you know, I grew up in the Caribbean till the age about 6, and then my family, my parents brought everybody to the UK. But, you know, from I was in Dominica, you know, I was always a dancer and a singer, even at that age, you know, and then I came to the UK. And after I left school, about 17, 18, I went into fashion designing, and I enrolled into college. And while I was in my classes, at the back of my drawing books, I was writing poems, just writing. Yeah, and then one day the teacher asked me to stay behind after class, and she says, listen, you know, I'm finding these writings. She said, are you sure you want to be a designer? Are you sure you want to be here? You know? Yes. So while I was in college, you know, doing fashion design, I had a strong interest in music. I was always raising my voice. And what I would do, Monday mornings in the school assemblies, I used to do plays. Like, you know, I used to sing songs or open up school assemblies. You know, so I was always on the stage or performing, even for my family. Sunday after dinner, my mum will call my brothers and sisters downstairs and said, okay, we have to watch Lioness now. And sometimes my brothers wouldn't be too pleased. They were like, oh, we got things to do. And my mum would be like, you need to watch her. So my family was my audience at a young age, where I used to sing and make up dance routines. Yes. And then after that, finding my voice, started singing lovers rock, and then going into different genres, and then I went full circle back into the reggae, and now here I am.
Here you are, you know, doing reggae music and doing it so beautifully, and we actually just loving you so very much. But you know, there's always going to be very, very interesting questions, you know, about you. But the fact that you also explained to us that you know, you did go to school and then you did fashion and all of those things. Are you solely doing music right now?
I'm a musician, and I have been for the past, you know, say 15 years, you know, recording and touring. But also through my journeys internationally, you know, I was very fascinated of certain foods I'll be eating, fruit and vegetables and stuff, and I would look into the properties, and I'd keep the seeds, or, you know, I'll keep a piece of the fruit, I'll research. And through that, about, I'll say 13 years ago, I started developing a cream, because when I was younger, I endured a little burn on my leg, and I always wanted to fade it and get rid of it. And, you know, going to the shops, their creams didn't really help me. So I said to myself, I'm going to create something and see what I can do. And, you know, through my tours, I looked into properties of fruits and vegetables around the world, whether it's in Japan, the US, you know, in Africa, the Caribbean, and I held on to certain seeds and stuff. And, you know, for 10 years, I was back and forth in and out of my creams and developing them. And 3 years ago, I developed my own skincare range, and it's the number one age reversal holistic care range.
What is it called? What is it called? So that is it? Do we have it in Africa?
Well, no, but you can look on my website, because it's treatment. And what I do is age reversal. I take care of wrinkles, age spots, you know, any imperfections that's on the skin. And, you know, if the listeners are interested, you can check out my website, which is rawcare.com. So it's OneRoarCare.com. One Raw Care.
One Raw Care. Just go to the website and look at One Raw Care, and then you will actually be able to. But I'm sure you're gonna bring a couple when you come here.
Oh yes, when I get into South Africa, as well as my tours and my stage shows, I will be holding seminars and doing demonstrations of my age reversal treatment. And trust me, I'm giving the bigger heads a run for their money. You know, it took me 10 years to develop, and I developed it 3 years ago. And I've been doing treatments in the UK and just dropping 10, 15, even certain people will say, listen, this is like 20 years looking younger, because I do befores and afters.
I can't wait.
Yes, you need to check it out.
I can't wait. In fact, we are checking it out right now as we are actually speaking to you. It's a very, very
Good.
amazing thing. But we want to talk about, ital food as well. What do you eat?
Yes. Ital food. Well, there's a lot. Ital food is not just rice and beans to start with. There's a lot of things that we could put together. Roast vegetables. We can eat rice. We can eat peas. I don't really eat tofu because the soya. I've researched, and the soya isn't too good or healthy. Especially for women, but men also. Soya is quite dangerous in large amounts. But for italists, it's good to, when you're eating your vegetables, you steam your vegetables, and you don't, sometimes we cremate our food. I'm telling you, I've seen people cooking vegetables and it's on the cooker for half an hour. And I'm like, what is this? You don't cremate food, So, especially us Nubian people, we like to cremate food. You can eat vegetables raw, We
don't have to take all the nutrients and all the flavors out of the food.
Exactly. Or another way to get your nutrients, you can mix smoothies, vegetable smoothies. This is a good way to take in your nutrients. I mean, once you start with vegetable smoothies, collaborated with fruits, you're going to see your skin change, your whole, your digestive system will be working properly. Even your eyesight will be enhanced, and I'm not knocking people who eat meat or fish, because at the end of the day, moderation. I'm not here to preach to anybody, but moderation in anything, go for it. You have some people where they have very large stomachs, but they're slim, but with very large stomachs. You have to look into that because, a lot of it is meat. And a lot of time people eat meat and they don't give themselves enough time for digestion. So if you eat meat Monday, it's not really good to eat meat again Tuesday because it takes a few days for meat to digest. So if every day you're eating meat on top of meat on top of meat, it's like you're now slowing down the process of digestion. So this is why stomachs get enlarged, because it's backed up. The food will be backed up, and it will stick to the linings of your stomach wall, and it will turn, it will solidify. So therefore, even if you want to go to the toilet to get to it won't. You'll need a stomach blast, because you're not giving yourself enough time for the meat to digest. And we all know about meat. If it's in the stomach too long, it just becomes rotten, right? Everything rots. So this is why when you eat vegetables and stuff and fruits, it will just go all the way through. So if you're a meat eater, eat more vegetables and salad. Have more vegetables and salad with your meat, and your fish.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so very much
to tell anybody.
No, I was saying thank you so very much because that was insightful and very, very educational as well. Now, the other question that I also want to ask is who is and who has always been your biggest influence in the reggae music? I know it's a loaded question because there's two questions to it, but I'm sure you can be able to handle both of them.
Yes, my biggest inspiration in reggae music is it has to be Burning Spear.
Burning spear.
Yeah.
Spear burning.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, Burning Spear. Because I have different, inspirations. Because if people know the Lioness, they know say I work on sound systems also. So when it comes to the sound systems, you have, Aces International with Yellowman, Fathead, Billy Boyer, Tyann, Brigadier Jerry. The Aces International. If people have to Google that, they will see that there are an old school collection of artists, who used to DJ around the set in Jamaica. But these are their original chanters, and these are who inspired me to do sound system and to say, I want to chant, I want to chat, but. I saw it was all lions, but it was Marcia Griffiths I heard on a tape. And I was listening one day and I just heard, feel like jumping, feel like shouting now, I feel like moving. And I said, Marcia Griffiths is in the arena. And so she just opened the gate for the Lioness, So this is how I became, into the sound system. But, for music, because I love Africa. I'm a defender of Africa. I am a prodigal daughter in the West, taking care of business. Just because I'm in the West, don't mean I'm not in Africa. My spirit is highly in Africa. It's just that my flesh is here on the battlefield, and I'm just doing God's work. But eventually repatriation is on the cards. So Burning Spear. If you listen to Burning Spear, he holds it up for the Black Star. Black Star is Africa.
I will tell you something, a bit of a story about Burning Spear, especially from the album Far Over. It's an old album though. And
yes.
Before I could learn to speak English, so we were playing some of his songs, and we thought he's actually speaking or singing in a Venda language, because we used to interpret what he's saying in the Venda language. And you know what is the funny and the interesting thing is that some of the things that we were spot on.
Yes, but in the Far Over song?
No, not the Far Over songs. Like this Far Over album, I mean, it's got songs like Education. It's got songs like Greetings Africa, and
exactly.
so we could resonate, and relate, because I think that one album is very relatable. If you actually listen to it, I mean, there's some other songs that the first time I saw Burning Spear, was in a DVD, not in fact DVD, VHS video cassette for Live in Paris Zenith, part 1 and part 2. And big up to him. I mean, he had women, blowing those trumpets there.
Yes, Burning Spear. I have a track on the album called Father Spear. Yes, it's called Father Spear. And it's it's a I don't call it dedication. I call it a livication to Burning Spear for the years of the teachings. We have old school teachers, and Burning Spear is an original teacher, just like Brother Culture.
Exactly.
Just like Lucky Dube.
Yeah.
Lucky Dube is one of my favorite artists also.
And what? Oh, sorry to interject.
Yes, Lucky Dube, Brother Culture, and a lot of people said, Lioness, don't you like the female artists? Yes, I do. Marcia Griffin, I love Desiree, in these times. So, but I will say, Burning Spear, you have Abyssinians, you have the Congos. I love the grandfathers of music. They were just spot on,
Yeah, but you see, aren't we all, influenced by those, giants of music in any case? Now, tell me, who is one of your funniest musicians, especially in the reggae sphere?
The funniest? How do you mean funniest?
Like somebody that make you laugh.
Okay. Who knows the Lioness? No, I'm on fire. You know, I will go on stage and you know, I will sing. I will sing songs like Camel Caravan Man, and you have songs like I and I. You know, but at the same time, I will go on stage and I will burn fire. And you know, Sizzler Kalonji.
Yes.
You know, when I watch Sizzler Kalonji perform, sometimes he's quite, you know, comical in his performance, and just the way he expresses himself, like, you know, care not. Sometimes he, you know, he brings joy to me when I watch him perform. You know, so I love artists with character. You know, because when you have character, that means you're owning where you at. You know, and you've brought that character, that unique character, because everyone on this earth is different. God designed everybody to be unique in their own structure, in their own stance, in their own way of talk and speech. You know, so I encourage people to be themselves, because no one can be you. No one can be you. No one can be me.
Exactly.
You know.
Now,
exactly.
Now
So,
let's talk about
yeah.
your performances, especially just before performing. Do you meditate? How do you prepare for a performance?
Yes, before my performances, like, okay, you know, a lot of times if I got my shows, even if it's international or it could be around the corner in the UK, if I have the name of the venues, I Google the venues, and I look into the stage. I look at pictures. If I find a picture of the stage, I will just stare at the stage, and I will look at the stage and try to look at all the details. So when I get to the venue, I've already been there. Yeah, I've already been there. I've already prepared spirit, you know, to say, okay, you know, I'm familiar with this place because I've Googled, I've sent my spirit forward to prepare the space, you know. So, you know, spiritually, we have to prepare before we get on the battlefield. And this is one of my preparations, is to Google where my stages are and to connect, you know, whether it's international or in London, Manchester, Birmingham, you know. But I love to connect with my stage before or prior to my appearance at the venue. So that's the first preparation that I do. And even, you know, even now, before the tour, I'm focusing on my songs. I'm focusing on South Africa. You know, I pray a lot. You know, I ask God to cover me, to prepare me. I ask the ancestors to move me where I need to be moved. You know, so I know, like, you know, no man or woman is an island, and I know I don't stand alone. You know, and this is why, you know, we have people like Man Digit, you know, in South Africa, very humble, beautiful lion that I'm working with. And I'm so honored. I'm so honored, you know, to have someone like Man Digit, you know, looking after the cause and, you know, his personality.
Big up to
and
him,
his
man.
humbleness, you know. It's just infectious. And big up to him. And, you know, this is God's plan. And God sent me and linked myself with Man Digit, and from there, you know, the South African promotional family is grown, you know, to the lions and to other empresses who will be, you know, who are looking forward to my or anticipating my arrival, as much as I'm anticipating my arrival in South Africa, because South Africa is a new region for me, because I spend most of my time in West Africa. So on this tour,
we can't wait.
Yes.
We actually can't wait for you to get here, and we are ready. I think I will be, you know, sitting right in front, making
You're
sure,
welcome.
making sure that I listen and watch your performances right here in South Africa. So I want to also talk about something. Perhaps it might be something that is very close to your heart. I want to talk about the one person that you know, when you have a conversation with them, you just feel like, wow. What an experience. Who will that person be? Can be a family member, it can be anyone.
Well, you know, you see, the Lioness, you know, first of all, I put God before anything. And a lot of times, you know, I speak with God, and sometimes I get so emotional. You know, I have to say, you know, speaking with God is the ultimate. You know, I've just come from church, and being in church, you know, when I'm praying, when I listen to the pastor, you know, when I'm singing, I feel the presence of the Holy Spirit. I feel, you know, this is what makes me happy, being close to God and speaking with God, you know, and there's things that I need to do that there's plans that come to me, but not everything that I think of is for me. So I sit with God and I ask permission. I said, God, is this for me? I have an idea and blah, blah, blah. You know, I said, God, if this is for me, show me a sign. I always ask permission, you know, because, you know, I have a saying, just because you can reach it, don't mean you can pick it. You know, just because you can reach it, don't mean you have to pick it.
Just because you can reach it doesn't mean you can pick it. Eh? So very interesting,
Yes.
very profound. Okay, I've got about 2 or 3. Okay, other ones I just see the thumbs up. I see the lovely and the love emojis. But I have to big up to okay, Russ Danger. Okay, Russ Danger say big up to you, the Queen. I'm actually enjoying, in fact, hearing your voice as well is as good as your singing voice. And and
thank you so much, Russ.
And then somebody big up
Lion.
somebody from Kenya as well. Says I always watch her videos on YouTube. You know, she's actually a very beautiful woman, and hopefully she's as beautiful. You know, her soul is as beautiful as she is. And then somebody says, now big up to you. You know, you have okay, some of the writings are very interesting. I need to decipher that. Coolest, I think it's coolest spirit and coolest soul. We are actually enjoying listening to you. You know, so the continent love you very much. And here is Man Digit.
Man Digit, big up yourself.
Yeah,
And first of all, thank you to all the listeners. Thank you for your beautiful messages, Ras Danger, you know, everybody for your attention to the Lioness, you know. Kenya is another place, you know, I will be stepping my foot into. So, you know, in time, Kenya, look out for the Lioness. It's
Look
on the
out,
cards,
man.
rolling. Yes.
Yeah, big up again to yourself, Empress Lioness Fonts, yeah?
Yes, Man Digit,
Yeah.
my lion.
Yeah,
Yes,
man,
sir.
yeah, we live and directed VMC Planet Radio with my man here, Stain. You mentioned that you will look,
Beautiful.
we mentioned that you will look alike, and then now I don't need a mirror now.
Man Digit, when you sent me the picture, I said, hold up, wait a minute.
Hold up, wait a minute.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you playing games?
Are you
right
playing
here?
games?
I'm telling you,
Yeah,
I had to really study, you know. I said, but when I'm studying, you know, these two look alike, really look alike.
No,
I think it's the South African thing, you know. It's,
Yeah.
it has to be.
No, it is. We are Africans.
Yeah.
We're South African, and you know we are bound to be looking alike like this. Huh?
Yes.
You
I
know,
see it. Your brothers.
yeah, you know, I have to ask my parents, maybe, you know, yeah, we're brothers. Because now,
separated at
Yeah.
birth, you know.
now I don't need a mirror right now. I'm seeing him live. And then we just like the same. I don't know what to say, but above all, we thank you. You know, today I'm here today at VMC Planet Radio, and then I'm learning again what that is things that I never knew about you. That you which is good.
Okay.
Eh? Yeah, which is good. You did
Thank you so much.
Yeah. You did a fashion and design. And
So
then-
you didn't know
Yes.
that? Yeah.
I didn't know that she was doing a fashion design. You know, in fact, me and Lioness, I never went that deep from the youth. You know, from her youth, and I never asked that the youth, but I know that she's the second from last. Yeah,
She is a lioness. Do you regard yourself as a person who is talkative?
Talkative? Well, you know, I know when to humble. Yeah,
No, yeah.
exactly. I know when to humble. I know when to make my voice be heard. I know when to humble. I know when it's my turn to speak. I know when it's my turn to step back. You know, I could be somewhere. Not everyone has to be a speaker.
Exactly.
Sometimes we can sit back and we can just listen and observe. You know, there's times when I'm in the background. You know, there's times when I'm pulled forward. So you know, on my interviews, I have a lot to say. So you know, I love my radio interviews because it gives this is the platform for my people, my fans, my followers to know a lot more about me.
Exactly.
So I welcome my interviews so much, you know, and like Man did say, you know, I've known Man for a while, and you know, he didn't know that I did fashion designing. So yeah, I mean, it's always something to learn about somebody. So, and you know, every radio interview is not the same. So, you know, DJs will ask questions other DJs haven't asked, because even the questions you've asked, some of them I've never been asked before. As long as I've been doing music.
Because I prefer not to ask questions like obvious questions that other people have asked. You know, again, there's you know, messages are actually flowing in. Messages are just flowing in. I have to read this to you, right?
Okay.
Somebody says, you know, please, when you do come to South Africa, you need to go to Limpopo. And this is Charles. He says, don't miss going to Limpopo, because reggae music in Limpopo, especially in Venda, or people just love reggae music there, and then they really, really love you. And then somebody says, I've seen a T-shirt with your face. Somebody was wearing it, and I said, oh, this is just a beauty. And then we also have somebody called Mana. It says, big up to the Lioness, and he's trying. Yeah, okay. Now try. And then there's another person who says, big up to Lioness. This one is not signed. It says, big up to Lioness. Is Lioness in the studio? Can I quickly come and get an autograph? No, she is not in the studio.
Okay, people, massive
Very far.
She is very far. And okay, damn. Yeah, Limpopo province is on fire.
No, you see now, Stan.
Yes.
Which means that Lioness Fonts, if she comes here in SA, she must go to Limpopo.
Damn.
And the Limpopo, she must go. Yeah.
Okay,
definitely.
you know. I need to interpret some of these emojis, right? You've got emojis that are, you know, that sign that says sharp. I don't know. Sharp.
Yeah, you know, like holding your fourth finger. Or
your index finger and your thumb.
Or index finger, okay.
And the thumb, right?
The thumb, yeah.
And
Yes.
And there's a lot of kisses as well that I'm seeing right here. You know, the number is 0624508619 right here at VMC Planet Radio. We are beyond tomorrow. We are passionate about youth empowerment and mentorship. We promote local content and local artists right at VMC Planet.
Repeat the number, please, Mr. Stain.
The number is 0624508619.
Yeah, and then if you are abroad, you have to put 027, yeah?
Oh, yeah, plus 027.
Plus 027, yeah.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah, man, you know. Yeah. It's a VMC Radio beyond tomorrow. Passionate about youth empowerment and mentorship, promoting local content and artists, entrepreneurship and skills and development.
We are doing all of those things right here at VMC Planet Radio. You know, we're not going to keep her for long, but there's this question that I actually like to ask, because I like books, right?
As long as she's not in the kitchen. She's not cooking.
No, she did say she's not an italist. So
okay,
and then but there was a good advice, right? Yeah. About not cremating your food, which is something, is actually a very new thing that I actually learned. Now, beside the Bible, what is the other book that you just read recently?
Recently, I mean, I read a lot of books about the industry, the music industry. You know, I've read Marcus Garvey books. You know, I read books about, you know, Africa, the civilization of Africa. You know, it's all educational, you know, enlightening myself. You know, I do a lot of traveling. So when I'm on airplanes or trains or, you know, I like to have something that stimulates me, you know. So, Yeah, I love reading up about Africa, the civilizations and dynasties. You know, I have a saying in one of my songs: the earlier the dynasty, the higher the achievement. You know, and this I wrote this because I'm so infatuated with our greatness. You know, a lot of people will speak about Africa and start from slavery. You know, I'm just livid about that because we don't start from slavery. Slavery is his story. His story. Our story starts before that. You know, we had dynasties and great rulers and powerful kings and queens and priests and priestesses and philosophers and architects. You know, the greatness of Africa is what I'm interested in. You know, the oppressors gave us his story. His story is their story of us. That's why they call it his story. Our story starts from beyond that. You understand what I'm saying?
We We understand you very, very well. This question I have to ask, right? Sister H says, Queen, you know, would you like to also, sing in one of the African language, especially one of the South African language?
Yes, I would do. Actually, yesterday I had an interview with what's the name? Sizwe.
Sizwe. Sizwe from
and he was actually teaching. Yes, he was actually teaching me Zulu. You know, and it was so beautiful. I mean, you know, to speak, you know, in a native tongue. This is what I want to do. You know, when I go to, you know, I've been Senegal, Gambia, Ghana, and I've always, you know, been interested in to learn or to bring something home with me. You know, by the time I come home, I need help again. I'm like, what was that again? You know, but you know, I'm going around I'm going around the globe and I'm taking notes. You know, so when I come back and I'm back in the regions, and I can use the tongue. You know, so yes, my sister, I'm always interested. And it was a beautiful start, you know, with the Zulu tongue. It's quite complicated what he was trying to, you know, teach me. But, you know, with more practice, I will get the hang of it because, you know, as a lioness, being in the West, you know, English language is the most non-vibrational language in the world. English language.
Non-vibrational language on the planet.
And I'll tell you why. I will tell you why. Because when you speak English, your tongue doesn't roll. Everywhere I go, brr, 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 people are rolling their tongues, right? And when you roll your tongue, it vibrates the pineal gland. The pineal gland is what keeps you active and alive. So English language, when you speak English, your tongue stays flat at the bottom, on the bottom of your mouth. You know, there's no rolling in English, so there's no vibration in the words. As you're listening to me, I can. This is what I want to do because as I do that, it vibrates my mentality. If you go to Ethiopia, they roll. Even certain parts in Europe, they roll their tongue and they vibrate the pineal gland. But English. No.
Can I just say something because I want you to know who I am and how I describe myself, right? It's gonna be very short.
Oh, okay.
I always say my name is Stanley Mboneni Mulauzi wa Chirata Amchongo ndi wa chimbufe cha mpakazira cha mkwai na msuku ndari balauzi na taba zashu ndi madamu abasidzana.
What? Was that a name? Is that a name?
You see, it's a name and a praise.
A name and a place?
Praise.
Yeah, praise. Yeah.
Oh wow! I couldn't tell you what. You know, even if I had to say one of the words that you said, I was just hearing your tongue rolling. You know, I was like, is this man gonna stop? What's his name?
Then I'm just saying. No, my name is my vendor name is Mboneni, and then my English name is Stanley. So I call myself Mr. Stan. And if I have to say my praise, it is what I just said now.
Okay. But it sounded very beautiful, very beautiful.
It is.
I love that, I have a long way to, to start rolling my tongue on, it doesn't have to be Zulu, it could be Ghanaian, it could be, Senegalese, it could be
anything.
I just want to start from somewhere, So I look forward to whenever that is and who is ever going to be teaching me. But then there's Google. Google teaches you everything these days.
It does.
So I don't have to wait to come to South Africa.
Exactly. No, but we're looking forward to your journey coming here. But thank you so very much, for coming through. We really appreciate, especially, giving us like 54 minutes of your time.
Yeah,
Can you believe that?
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
Hey, you know something? It's an honor because the amount of connection I've had with South Africa, especially on Coffee Deep House Radio, Man Digit and Full Crew. Every Fridays, the guys are calling me, whether I'm out shopping or what, I'm answering. And, even if for 5-10 minutes, I'm addressing South Africa. And, I'm always grateful to be live on air. Isn't it amazing that I'm here in the UK and I can still connect with my brothers and sisters in the diaspora, overseas and over mountains, and if we can go further by video call, so I'm connected. I'm connected, and I'd like to stay connected. And, to the people of South Africa, if I'm going to be in your territory, please come out. I would love to meet you. I would love you to witness the word sound that I prepared, and I look forward also to seeing the other artists. I love watching artists perform, so I'm looking forward to the other artists who will be featuring. I have we've been speaking to the Togata sisters. Yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting Togata. Empress Naptal, Empress Sunshine, Empress Millie. There are sisters who are doing their thing, and I'm looking forward to uniting our crowns, and to celebrate Sarah Bartmann, the queen, the great grandmother, Sarah.
You are truly an empress, and we're really appreciating you so much. And I'm loving the accent as well.
What, the English?
No, the accent, because look, we all can maybe speak English differently, but your accent, the clarity, well spoken as well, which is actually a very good thing. And the thing about it is that everybody can actually hear what you're saying, and without asking, what is she trying to say?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Big up South Africa. Big up all the emperors and all the lions, listening, mamas, papas, and to the children, remember the main priority of us elders is to focus on the next generations, and make sure they're stable, well educated and groomed, to be prime ministers and presidents and doctors and lawyers, and, let them be somebody. But we are here to help the youth. So this is our priority, right now as elders. So thank you.
This is our priority, and we'd like to say big up to you. Thank you so very much. We really, really appreciate you so very much. And good things are actually waiting, for you here. And please don't get stuck when we are here. If you need anything, we are here. Man Digit is here. I am here. And some other lovely people who love you are always here. So you just have to hit us up, and we can also hook you up with some other musicians across the nation as well, right here in South Africa. But thank you so very much for coming through. We really appreciate you. Do you want to say something? Last thing?
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no. Before she goes, I'd like to say I thank you first. Yeah. All right. Lioness Fonts, I thank you, for your time, for everything, that you said today, you ate today. I'm sure VMC, Planet Radio today, beyond tomorrow, I'm sure they are overwhelmed about this conversation. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're so overwhelmed, eh?
Yeah.
Is there one, message perhaps that you, and I want this message to be very specific to up and coming young South African musicians who want to be like you?
Yes, one thing I'd like to say is you know, before you introduce yourself to the world, make sure that's who you want the world to know, you know, because once you come out, you know, there's no testing the waters. You just have to go back and reinvent yourself. So that's not what you really want to do, you know. Don't rush, you know, because the minute you step out, that's who the public see. And when you do step out, be someone who makes a change. Be someone to make a difference. You know, you could be 17 years old. That doesn't mean you can't educate a 90-year-old.
Thank you.
You know, so yes, be someone with education, you know, and study. Study what you do. Study word sound and look for subject matters, reality, you know, that people do not touch on. You know, be unique in your art, you know. And another thing, when you come to perform, be real. Don't try to interpret someone that you've seen before. Yeah, because when I go to Africa, I see a million Sizzler Kalanges, a million Jacure. You know, everybody. I can understand that they are
Influence.
you know, example influences. But remember, God made everybody unique. Whether you're a musician, you could be a poetess, you could be anything in your field. Be unique, you know, be unique in whatever you do. And that's the only way to stand out. Be yourself. And this is to the youths that's coming up. And I told Man Digit, you know, I welcome anybody who would like to a slot on the platforms that I'll be bringing forward. You know, I look forward to anybody who would like a little space to present themselves. You know, but I always say that you have to come with the honor that this is a Sarah Bartmann campaign through my African DNA tour. So, you know what we're about. But yeah, I welcome artists who would like a little slot to showcase or highlight themselves, you know, and we can take it from there, you know. So yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much, DJ Stan, for having me on board today. And all the listeners, thank you so much. The messages that we didn't read out, thank you so much. Love, 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 and more love from the Fire Lioness.
Love, love,
Yeah,
and
man.
more love from the Fire Lioness right here at VMC Planet Radio. You know, she is the lioness. I mean, you can tell by the way she rolls. And you know what? We were playing her songs on the background. Now, let the people hear the song. And we are also going to play 2 more songs after that. But thank you so very much. We are going to be playing your songs, and we really appreciate your coming through. So the song that we're going to play, is called, you know, it is. In fact, it was somebody asked for the song, so it was requested.
Special request, yeah?
Special request. So we are playing the special request. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much. Big up South Africa once again.
Thank you.
We give thanks, Lioness. We give thanks. Yeah, man.
Okay. Camel Caravan Man. Thank you so much.
Camel Caravan Man.
Okay.
Camel Caravan Man. Camel Caravan Man.
Okay. Yeah.